And obviously everyone else is injured besides Derek. Taj is out. Noah, we've had a lot of injuries. One guy I've been really proud of, though, is Nate Robinson. I hope they re-sign him for next year.
Yeah, I mean, Nate Robinson is the John Lucas III of this team. I
think he's better than John Lucas, though, don't you think? Or not really?
I think he's more consistent than John Lucas III. Like, he went and he signed with Toronto for that. I think it was like a 3-year deal there.
Yeah.
We haven't heard a peep out of him. Like, when we played Toronto, it's like he plays like a minute, or something like that. So it's like Nate Robinson. He's definitely a good backup. I wouldn't say he's a starter. They can resign him, but what are they going to do with Teague then? Are they gonna keep him? They keep developing him. Is he gonna pull a Jimmy Butler where he's gonna have an awesome summer camp and then come back and start making an impact? Because
his brother's pretty good in Atlanta. Jeff.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. If you re-sign Robinson, you're gonna have to let go either Heinrich or Teague, because you can't have that many point guards on the roster. Because I mean, you got to figure Jimmy Butler's a lock to start next year.
Yeah.
You got to think with Rip's not coming back this season. I don't care what anybody says. He's not coming back.
He's a joke. I'm sorry. He's
like, when he signed, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. It really rattles, Dwayne Wade, because at the time, it's like Miami is they still are. They're our number one rival. So it's like Rip Hamilton really gets into Dwayne Wade's ear. So it's really good that he signs, but now it's just a joke. Like, I'm just drop him already. They should trade him at the deadline. But I don't know.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Like, you've heard of the 2014 plan, right, with the Bulls?
Yeah.
Do you think that they can land a big fish? Now, yesterday before we went to work, I was listening to ESPN. I was watching. It was before it was like Magic and all them on, Wilbon.
Yeah.
And Magic was saying, he's like, the only way they can beat the Heat. The way they could beat the Heat is if they added Carmelo Anthony to their roster.
And take away who?
And take away maybe like Luol or something. You'd have to take away more than that with this contract, but
Carmelo for Luol, that's pretty sexy.
Remember though, a few years ago when he left Denver, all Denver wanted was Noah for Carmelo. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, do you think we can land a big fish like that in 2014? And I mean, obviously they're going to get rid. I got a feeling they're going to get rid of Lou, because he's not, unless his salary cuts down big time. And Boozer, they're probably going to get rid of, unless
I wouldn't be so quick to the trigger.
That? Really?
He's played really well this season.
His contract's got
his contract definitely has to get restructured. I mean, I don't know if they do any restructuring in the NBA, but he's played really well. I was actually very surprised with Boozer. I mean, with against Brooklyn on Friday night, staying up with Darren Williams up there in points and boards, and playing against Orlando, and he's played really, really well this season. He's essentially carried this team offensively, and I bet you anything he's really missing Noah, because Noah and Boozer, they were one of the best tandems, or the front court tandems in the league. Like, I mean, you can feel free to disagree with me on this one, but
no, I actually agree with you. I think they are two of the best tandems. I agree with you on that. Yeah,
because they both pass so well. They're both so unselfish, and Noah can be inside, Boozer on the outside. That's what the Bulls wanted when they signed him. So in 2014, it's going to get a lot of really, really interesting. They're going to amnesty Boozer, because remember, you only get that amnesty provision once.
Yep.
So
once.
Are you going to keep Boozer and save him, or are you gonna keep paying him, or are you gonna amnesty him, bring the Miratic guy from
Miratrek, Nikola Miratrek? That guy should be coming by 2014.
Yeah,
that's
like
the plan.
he is projected to be the next Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen highlights of him, but holy crap,
he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
He's
good. Crazy good.
Yeah,
I'm just good. Like, we need to bring this guy over, but his game's not ready for the NBA yet.
No,
and he's not big enough to match with the big boys in the NBA, given the big boys of the NBA aren't so big anymore. You know, if you look at Chris Bosh, Chris Bosh is a dinosaur on on the court. So like you have guys like that. You know, Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's big. It's just he's strong. Like he's not as big. He's not a Shaq. Don't get me wrong. Like Shaq is Shaq.
He shoots free throws like Shaq though. Maybe worse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about worse. I mean, Shaq
was pretty bad.
Barely. I mean, he can barely put his pinky on the ball, and so it's like I don't know. It'll be very interesting come 2014. It's going to be a very interesting off season, and we'll see because if Derek comes back, it changes everything. Because Derek is the LeBron James of Chicago.
We also talk about Adidas within his ear, but what do you think? Do you think the front office is in his ear too, Gar and Pax, about
of course.
saying stay out because obviously they're in playoffs, but with a pick? Because remember at the beginning of the season they're like, oh, the Bulls aren't going to be in the playoffs. We're going to get a lottery pick and all that crap.
Yeah.
And obviously, as long as you have Tibbs, we'd probably be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we just signed Tibbs, which they agreed to it in the beginning of the season, but they actually signed it this week. It's a non-issue.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as you have Thibodeau, you're going to get in the playoffs every year. There's something like Noah, Dang, Butler, Rose, Boozer. Those 5 guys, if they go down, yeah, lottery pick for sure.
Yeah.
But you're not going to lose all of them at one point. You're not going to pull a Greg Popovich and rest Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Mount Ginobili and send them home and get fined $250,000 for it.
Remember that?
Yeah, right.